Reach for that FTB button.
Ready?
Bring us in.
Bring us in, buddy. We are ready to go. And once again, we are live in the Fish North Georgia studios on a beautiful, hot Thursday night. And we are all doing the cold weather dance, hoping for cool weather to really be here tomorrow, because I'm over this summertime stuff. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I am over it. I am ready for some fun, fantastic fall fishing. That's a quadruple F right there. I am ready. I know everyone else is very much ready for that as well. So we appreciate you guys to tuning in and watching tonight. As always, we want to thank our wonderful first hour sponsor here, Miss Rachel Collins. She is the realtor for 400homes.com. You can get in contact with her at 770-310-0599. That is her direct number if you need to buy or sell your home in these great economic times that we have going on right now. She will work hard to do whatever it is that you need to get your house sold or to get a new house bought. So we love Rachel. We appreciate her. And as always, again, shout her number out one more time, 770-310-0599. That is Miss Rachel Collins with 400homes.com. We appreciate you guys that are already commenting. Hello from Adam W. Fishing. Levi Garner, I love the show. The fall bite is going to be awesome. Absolutely. It is never anything short of spectacular on all these lakes here in beautiful North Georgia. I think we all can agree on that. You guys have started to wet your teeth a little bit and get your feet wet or whatever you want to call it, but you guys are starting to experience some of that pretty hardcore now. So because the main hunk of the schedule kind of runs through the winter and through the fall. Y'all got y'all's first tournament coming up here in just a couple of weeks here in middle October. So it should be swinging and it should be banging, and I hope it is, because I am fed up with summertime fishing. I'm telling you, I'm ready for the surface temps to drop. So we have a fantastic show going on for you guys tonight. I want to introduce our star-studded panel here. To my left, the man behind the scenes, the producer, Mr. Paul Coonan. He's getting to sit in over here tonight. We have wrapped things around. I'm not going to go into much detail as to what is going on behind the scenes, but we have lost our monitor.
We have improvised, adapted, and overcome.
We have, absolutely. Paul is 100% correct. So, but the internet's doing good. The internet's doing good ever since we went to that hot spot. So you guys are getting a crystal clear picture and a good sound. Wayne Huddleston, as always, checking in from Lebanon, Tennessee. Is it Lebanon or Lebanon? You let us know, Wayne. I've always wondered that. Is it Lebanon or Lebanon?
We might need to go meet Wayne.
Yeah, I think Wayne would be fun.
What's close to Lebanon?
Wayne, what is close to Lebanon, fishing wise? You just let us know in the comments what is some fantastic fishing right there where you fish at. As always, the common Collins, there's James. What's up, everybody? Everybody want to be a dope boy. That's what he says right there. But we appreciate you guys watching. But as again, got Paul Coonan right here to my left. He's out here front and center with me, making me look good. And to my right is our two guests for this evening. We were talking high school fishing and then some fall fishing that they like to do coming up. And we're going to talk for a little while about the tournament situation that you guys are in. We're going to talk about some little strategies that what you guys have learned and what you guys are looking forward to for this year in terms of the high school fishing scene, where you guys are fishing, what trails you're going to be doing. And we will all get to know you as best as we can tonight. So to my right, straight across from me, Mr. Colby Goforth.
How you doing?
He is Mr. Wyatt Richards' partner.
What's going on?
And they fish primarily out of your daddy's Ranger. He is the primary captain, Chad, I think, who is back here running the cameras tonight. We want to give a special thank you to Chad for jumping in and swapping the cameras around for us. So give it up for Chad. Woo!
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Chad's great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're fist pumping.
Hard-working, good-looking man back there.
Rocky style, baby. Yeah.
Techno guy.
Yeah. So, but these two young anglers have an absolutely incredible support cast from their mamas and their daddies and their brothers and their sister.
Miss
And
Katie Goforth.
yes, yeah, we gotta make sure that we say Miss Katie Goforth.
We love you, Miss Katie Goforth.
We all love her, and we love Miss Jamie Richards as well. She's a fantastic woman. She baked me a cake, and I've ate about half of it. and I love it to death. It is great. It is fantastic.
How much did you share?
I have shared 4 pieces so far.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's acceptable.
I have shared. I've probably ate 3. So it was a big round cake, about this big, yay big, give or take. There's double-decker strawberry, baby. Strawberry with pink cake, pink icing.
Yes, sir.
That is my favorite cake.
Well, I mean, because the best present you got this year was that little girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But even before my little girl come along, I still had a hankering for strawberry cupcakes with pink icing and pink. y'all make fun of me if you want to, but I'm gonna tell you what.
Wrong with that.
That stuff is the bee's knees to me, and I love it. Rachel, good to see you. As always, appreciate you watching. I know Rachel specifically. She said on the post announcement for this on the Facebook page that she was very excited about this episode. And Rachel, we are always excited to have you. Wayne says 30 miles east of Nashville, Percy Priest, Old Hickory. Yeah, you got me. Or we'll either go to Old Hickory or Center Hill. We'll catch them some smallmouth.
Road trip.
Yeah, we might have to.
Yeah.
It's only going to be about maybe 4.5 to 5 hours roughly. So it's really not that bad of a drive.
Levi Garner, yes, we're fishing Georgia Bass Nation and the GHSF trail that Jesse Millsaps put on.
Yeah, we didn't have a little bit of patience here as I round this thing in. I'm just kidding with you, dude. I'm just messing. Levi, we appreciate you watching. Dylan, as always, good to see you. Packing up the fishing stuff for the beach.
Yes, sir.
Damn,
catching the mullet run.
Yeah, about right in time. Where you going? Let us know where you're going, Dylan. Hey, John Allred, how are you? And he said, I'll see you two there. So let's just get right into it now. Now that we've got everything out of the way. So Wyatt and Colby, y'all are partners for Pickens County High School bass fishing team. And you guys had some success last season. Was last season y'all's first season?
Yeah, for high school. Yeah.
So it was the first season last year that y'all fished together for high school.
Really our first full season, because our junior year we fished like
2 or 3 tournaments.
2 or 3 tournaments a year. And the first half we both fished with different partners.
Your junior year?
Or
junior high.
when we were in 8th grade.
I was about to say, because you're
juniors
quit wishing your
yeah.
age on us. They're white. You know, he's my
Not junior in high school.
My junior year, I'm a sophomore. I went backwards. So he's going. Dylan's going to Cape Sandblast. So, yeah, that's true. That is true. Dylan is headed to Cape Sandblast. I love Cape Sandblast. It's great. Danny will be down there in a few weeks here in first of November or the second week in November. He will be down there filming Fish Out of Water with Danny Pruitt. And we guys, I'll tell you this real quick before we get back into this. We're really excited about this. When this stuff gets up and it gets dropped, we're really, 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 really excited for you guys to get to see this stuff. It is absolutely fantastic. Josh and all of them and Adam, the producer, they worked their ass off in Montana. I can promise you that 100%. And there's really no other way of sliding it other than they did. And Josh, if you know Josh, or if you've got to know Josh, any of you guys who are watching, Josh has the eye for perfection in terms of cinematography, and he is damn good at what he does. He is a perfectionist, and we love Josh, and we appreciate everything that he does. He works real hard. So next time you see Josh out and about, tell him, say, hey, I know you do some hard work, and we can't wait to see what all you've got rolling down.
He makes us look good.
He does make us look really good. He's set all this up. You know?
I've seen it.
So I think I saw you two. Did y'all go to the seminar at South Forsyth last weekend?
Yes, we did.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, a little
We
bit.
we learned a
I
lot.
mean, with that lineup, I hope
Wow.
so.
Yeah, it was.
I
It was like
was just
all-
asking a general question.
I had never.
So, I would hope so. Like Paul said, I would hope you learned something. Phil Johnson and LJ and
It was.
Rob Williams and Spot Choker,
It
all
was
there.
all
Sanders,
stacked up.
Sanders,
Yeah.
Jim Farmer.
Farmer. Yeah.
You know, I don't.
We got to.
remember who else
Should we
was
ask
there.
him to pick a favorite?
Mhm.
Dang,
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one. I love getting to talk with Jim Farmer. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
We
He's a bucket of knowledge.
he is.
He is.
And he is
Um,
very He is very persistent, and he is very consistent.
Mhm.
He's forgot more than I know.
He's
He's forgot more than you know.
Jim. If you're watching, sorry, you watch at a later date. That was Colby, not us.
That was Colby. No, I mean,
No, that's a compliment, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it is.
When you say that guy's forgot more than I know, like,
'Cause
I
he's
try
got-
not to forget anything as best I can.
well, I mean, some of it leaks out to you
I forget
eventually.
the occasional jig order every now and again, but
No,
that's
Yeah.
my fault, and I apologize for that always.
Nah, that's a compliment, man. You
Yeah.
you use that correctly.
We're going to talk about some jigs tonight.
Sweet.
Sir.
We're definitely going to be talking about some jigs, some specifically some true grit jigs. So you guys said you are fishing the GHSF, which is a friend of ours, Jesse Millsaps. That is his trail that he is throwing out. His Sundays out of Laurel Park, and I think he's got one in October, one in November.
I believe the first one's October 23rd.
23rd.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Y'all be up there at Laurel Park, and then y'all are fishing is it the GHSA? Is that, or are y'all fishing the Georgia Bass Nation?
We're fishing Georgia Bass Nation.
Okay.
But there's also we might fish a couple of the GHSAs. too.
Okay, anything else that y'all got planned up? Because I know it gets busy.
Maybe
It
a
does get
couple
busy.
real
There's a lot of
monies.
There's a lot of trails now.
The guy that used to run Georgia Bass Nation, I can't think of his name right now,
Wes
but
something.
Wes, yeah,
Okay.
Wes. He's a really cool guy. He runs Real Money
Mhm.
Trail, and that's a pretty good trail. We fished one of their last ones at Chatoog last season, and we got fifth. Was it fifth in
Mhm.
that tournament?
Nice. How many boats?
It's not as
50
much
or
as
so.
Georgia Bass Nation, but it's like I think there was like 40, 50 boats in that one.
Top 5 out of 50. I mean, you've done
Pretty
something.
good, yeah.
Yeah, for
You've
sure.
done
100%.
Yeah.
So you guys actually racked up one win last year? Was it one, or was it second place up on Chatoog in that Real Money?
No, that was
That was the fifth.
that was the fifth
That was
place.
the fifth place. And there's a picture of you guys holding y'all's plaques. And that was that really, really, really tough event where they had 195,000 boats on little old Lake Chatoog.
Yeah, it was every point you went to, there was a boat on. You had to go back in the back creeks.
I remember speaking with you after that event last winter, because it was back in November or something last year, wasn't it? I remember speaking to you and Chad about that event. Y'all talking about how we pretty much made decisions upon whether we should stay or maybe try to find another
Yeah.
place to fish.
We knew if we left the spot we were on, that if we came back, somebody would already be on it. So we had to definitely graph around and find some
Yeah.
new stuff that day.
Yeah,
But-
so that's the is the GHSF only on Lanier? Yes, the
Yes.
GHSF is strictly on Lanier out of Laurel Park, Dylan.
It is.
It is a good trail. You've got teams from Lumpkin County High School. You have teams from Dawson County High School, Pickens County. Just about all of the Forsyth County schools show up, and a bunch of them from Cherokee.
Hall,
Creekview, Hall, some of them North Hall. Shout out to Eli Selfair. He's the bass fishing coach at North Hall and one of my graduate buddies from Lumpkin County High School. And I know Richard Griggs's boys, they fish it.
Cole Griggs.
They're over there. Yeah,
Cole
they're over
Griggs,
there,
he's
and
a
they're in
hammer.
or not Johnson. They're at Jefferson, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're at
So, yeah.
Jefferson High School. And Richard and Cole and them, they always frequent the show. So we just want to say before we get into any more to every single team, and I know Paul echo this with me as I say this, we want to wish every single team that's fishing this coming up season good luck, be safe,
Absolutely.
and build your resumes, because what you guys are doing now is going to be impactful down the road, because you guys are sophomores here coming into your junior year, going into your senior year. you guys are going to be looking into some potentially prospective college teams that may or may not want you to be on their college team on a scholarship. So, but for all of you guys, this is absolutely wonderful. I fully 100% support all the high school stuff. Me and Jeremy Eaton and Sean Long and a couple others us that we grew up high school together. We would love to have had this opportunity that you guys get.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, Paul said the same thing too. I mean, I would have died to have been able to have high school bass fishing when I was in school. So, so you guys have got a real good nugget to really dig on and shine up there. And I think all the tournament directors, they do a fabulous job of trying to promote and then also running these trails really, really smoothly. You know,
I feel like to be a tournament director for high school and to make that decision, like you got to want to.
Yeah,
you got to want to.
Yeah,
you can't be
because it's not some
halfway in it.
nonchalant thing.
You
Just
gotta
I'm
be
gonna be the tournament
all in.
director.
Yeah,
yeah. So that's one for amen to that. James Collins said so. LJ's here. Corey's here. Go Braves! I got my new hat on.
Absolutely.
Corey. This was one of my birthday presents from my wife the other night.
Very
She let
nice.
me go get this at Lids, official game worn cap of the Atlanta Braves. $44.99 later.
Hey, man.
So
I bought one last season. I was like, that's cool. It's the last Braves hat I'm ever going to buy.
yeah.
And then they won it all, and I had to get one of the World
Yeah.
Series ones too.
I was hoping I would find one of the World Series ones, but I didn't. They didn't have one, so I just got the game worn. And you can message me directly if you want to know how big this thing is. I'll tell you how big it is. It was the biggest one on the rack.
Quadruple XL.
Oh no, it's not. They measure in. They measure like starting at like 6 or 5 and like go all the way up to like 8. This is a 7 3/4. I got a big head, dude. Most of them that you see are all 6 3/4, all the way up to 7 1/4, 7.5. You don't really see them get up to 7 3/4. I got a big head. I got to store all this knowledge and jig tying and bait making prowess that's in my mind. It's crawling around like a worm.
It ain't for your head of hair.
No, for sure.
No,
Because I don't have any hair. Shaved it all off the other day again. So got to keep something covered up. But yeah, so if you two could give me any suggestions for getting a team running out at Lambert High School down there in.
I'm surprised they don't have one already.
Yeah.
So I think they do because I believe Dylan sent me a flyer and with.
So I guess they're trying to get off the ground.
Yeah. I just said what size hail it is, what size helmet that is, LJ. So speaking of LJ, real quick though, I will say this: Lanier Baits, run by Mr. Drop Shot Dead Sexy Jedi LJ and Mr. Fantabulous Braves fan, hardcore bonfire burner, Corey Harmon. They run and operate Lanier Baits with some help, and he wanted me to give them a quick little shout out for this evening because we love LJ, and I know all of you guys do, and y'all love Lanier Baits. We carry them in the store. I believe tomorrow, if you're over in the Hammond's direction, I believe Corey and LJ will be restocking up on some fruity worms at Hammond's.
Nice.
So and we'll be getting us a restock here soon of some FZN H2O jerk shads and some solid white jerk shads and some herring jerk shads because we're out. And we need some pearls too. So pearl white ones, but and along with all their great baits. But to add to their great baits, many of you probably already know, they have the new 125 millimeter Lanier Baits hard swimmer.
The swimmer.
I need to get my hands on one of those.
You gotta say it like Big Earl.
Swimmer.
It's
what
the
are you throwing
swimmer.
that on? That's the swimmer.
It's the swimmer.
Swimmer. That's what it is.
You
but
gotta drop the hammer with the swimmer.
You'll set the hook on that baby with cross its eyes.
That was Australian. What was that?
I try to speak Boston. From Boston. He's not even from Boston. He's Rhode Island. But we I don't know what that is right there. We just had something random pop up. But let's see. So the hard swimmer, As according to LJ, it is the real deal. It is for real. It's got they are all hardened with a clear coat custom paint job. They're going to have 4 colors. LJ can pump the colors right there in the comments. I know one of them is FZNH2O, and I think the joke was the other day, and I'm just going to say this just because I think it's funny. Corey was going to call one overpriced chrome. And I seen that and I laughed so hard. But in all seriousness, guys, if you want a bait that is the real deal, it is a damn good swim bait to throw over brush piles.
Have you gotten to see the prototype?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. We got
He
one.
already got
He's an insider.
Yeah.
So bad.
I've even seen some video of it swimming. It's LJ's got that Cast King rod and that Cast King reel, I think, and he's sitting there reeling it like this right here.
I saw LJ do something I've never seen him do before.
He was throwing a bait.
He casted.
I'm very surprised that LJ is not throwing that on a 7-foot medium heavy spinning rod with 30-pound braid tied to a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader, because I didn't know he had anything much over 12. Just messing with you, LJ. But no, I'm serious.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a hot drop.
It really is. And for $39.99 compared to a bunch of the other swim baits, when I was talking about with the overpriced chrome that Corey said, you can spend upwards of $200 on a swim bait.
It's stupid.
And for $39.99 for something that no matter what, when you throw it out there, it's going to be reeling back straight. You can reel it back in at any speed. Casting is overrated. Well, you were casting the other day in your video. So go over to Lanier Baits Facebook page, give them a like if you haven't already, and then scroll down and you'll see the video of LJ. And he's like, look at that sucker. It's come straight as hell, I think that's what he said. So,
look at that swimmer swim.
Look at that swimmer.
Too many times you buy an expensive swim bait and you get it out
and it don't work right.
You got to mess with them.
You got to mess with them.
You got to
mess with them.
Paul is very, very, very well versed in the swim bait, glide bait game.
Yeah,
and he knows. Me and him's had a few conversations together about the glide baits and the swim baits, and
production baits especially are inconsistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you get some out of the package are sweet.
Yeah,
and some are maybe not so much.
And if you get a good one, you better hang on to it.
You better hang on to that good one.
I know one that Paul said sweet. I know one that's pretty sweet that has sweet in its name, but
I'm
not trying to name names.
I have one, and I'm just going to tell you, I had the kind of sweet when you
bought it. Yeah,
it do be that way sometimes.
It kind of gut punch.
I think I do for a premium painted bait with premium hardware. The
good hooks, good
hooks, the feathered treble right out of the box. Like
that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all.
And it's going to run right straight out of the package. You don't got to worry about nothing.
There's Cooper McDonald there, hard to beat a Kitech. Well, if you're out there Carolina rigging Sabills, you wouldn't know nothing about that Cooper McDonald. I seen that, what you said. So
Carolina rigs Sabill get them every time.
Yeah, Carolina rigs Sabill on deep rocky banks. So, anyway, but that's Jeremiah said 200 is the average price for a good swim bait, and all the way up to 1,500. That's would be when you're talking 1,500, you're talking Roman maids,
mothers and stuff like that.
Mothers, those are absolutely those things are just.
And two is for the garage bait. So I mean, that's one guy making one bait,
and one at a time.
And if he's doing it right, he's testing that bait and making sure that it's good.
100.
Not just throwing it in the package.
Yeah, no, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of Kitechs, we have a very fantastic selection of Kitechs here at the Fish North Georgia store, and
nicely played.
Just another little shameless plug before I get into here. One more thing before I get to this, and we start talking some serious fishing here. According to LJ, while we're on the subject to finish him off, it must be true according to LJ, and it's almost Demiki time. He has a new color of the 3.5-inch swimmer. It's from our old candy color form. And it was back in 2012. He said, I used to design some bait colors and stuff for Whack-'em Baits. And so he's going to be bringing back one that's about 10 years old, 2 different baits. And we also have, and just to get that off there, the new, if you guys are paying attention, and like I said, go over there, go follow Lanier Baits, give them a follow if you do not already, on Facebook. The new color of the worm is coming out that has been tested and has caught fish on both Lanier and Altoona. So it has put fish in the boat.
Is that the pink and pearl
Pink and-
laminate?
yeah.
I can assume LJ can, but he said it's going to be epic. Epic.
That color's caught fish on Latham too, and Hiwassee.
Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. So,
Levi,
but anything from Lanier Baits is a fantastic product, and we love LJ to death. He's a friend of ours, and he helps us out, and we help him out as best we can. And if you don't already, like I said, you can come up to the store. You can get some blue lily worms. The fantastic blue lily. We also have some other great colors like Amy Gill and GP Pepper. We got the chartreuse. That's a good one, especially here as we're going to be getting into
Herring is a good one.
Yeah, herring is another good one. Purple Rain, according to Prince. Did you guys see Brian Latimer talking about Purple Rain? Did you guys see Brian Latimer talking about his
Prince versus Michael Jackson?
Let's argue. He said, let's argue. And he said, Prince. It's just the worms. Okay, so it's just the worms. Sorry, it's they don't have a new little swimmer to put on the back of his Demiki head. It's 2 new worms. So sorry about that, LJ. I was confused. That's my fault. Apologize. But if you go over there to their page, I'm pretty sure that those 2 new pictures that they posted are the worms. I'm a fan of purple, and one of them's purple. I love purple. I like purple, and I like to throw purple all the time.
Spotted bass like purple.
Spotted bass like purple. They love it, especially PB&J with a little bit of chartreuse on it.
There you go.
But yeah, so
that's a smoking good color.
it is a smoking good color, 100%. I got 1,000 more tabs of material than the other day too, so I am set for another 500 jigs.
Levi Garner, the Kitex, I assume you're meaning because they rip all the time, which they do.
I think it's money.
Yeah, they catch fish, you're paying $5-6 for a pack of them, and they're gone in a trip. If you're catching fish, one fish maybe, 2 if you're lucky. But either the Lanier Baits swimmers, they're a lot more durable, or the Cast Prodigy is super durable. And I've took the Cast Prodigy and nose hooked it, didn't like that way, put it on a jig head, took it back off. You can catch 20 fish on a Cast Prodigy or the Cast Apex. But they're really nice baits.
I want to try that Apex, dude.
That's
a good looking bait.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of contacts and swimmers, you get your ditch diggers.
One spot and it's done.
Come get your ditch diggers. We got the ditch diggers. I'm
ready?
pouring them. I actually sold back out of them again. I got 4 more.
That didn't take long.
It doesn't take long, guys. I'm telling y'all, I'm being for real. If you're skeptical, I'm gonna tell you what, that football head with a Kitech on the back of it, that will damn win you some money. Put fish in the boat.
There's a question for you. What jig head are y'all rigging that Prodigy on?
So the Prodigy, there's 2 ways that you can rig it. If you're rigging it on a jig head, it depends. The Dirty Jigs makes the guppy head, I think it is.
Guppy.
The guppy head. It's okay. They're kind of pricey, but anything that you can get a small hook in, I really like. If you're throwing the bigger Prodigy, the 4.2, you can throw the VMC crossover jig head. I really like it. It's a little screw head. You can throw it on the smaller one too, but I kind of like having a little bit more action in the tail with that smaller hook. But the spot choker with a 2-aught hook and a Prodigy is money.
Hold on a second. I just got a picture from Corey. I was
nice.
It says hard swimmer.
the hard swimmer.
Hard swimmer. I don't know, but you can't really see it. But it says
it's official.
It says swimmer.
It
says swimmer. We love Earl and we love Corey and LJ to death. They're great people. They are great people. So
what about you, Colby?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I like 1/4 ounce ball heads. I like it in pretty good too.
1/4 ounce ball heads.
Jeez, that's basic, man.
Yeah.
About a
Don't overcomplicate.
You don't need no fancy stuff.
Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
It's an animal with the brain the size of a pea.
that we always tend to make it out to be like it is smarter than us.
Maybe a little smarter than we are.
Absolutely.
Well, they know a heck of a lot more about being a fish than we do.
Mhm.
That's true.
For sure. But the Prodigies, the Kitex, they're all great baits. They really are, especially when that stuff's going to start really shining here before too long. Y'all don't even, those of you who don't know, you didn't know? Let me tell you, you will know. Here come this fall and winter.
The Prodigy and the Apex also, they've got that little rattle in them. And you've probably seen the videos Ryan's put out, Ryan Hanks. And it's got that little, you can put a nail weight in it. I think Guggen makes a nail weight. And I ain't a huge fan of Guggen, but that little bitty nail weight fits in there perfect. And
Wow.
Guggen,
Whatever you say, buddy.
Guggen.
But you when you nose hook it and you can put that nail weight in there and fish it like a spy bait, and that is money. Especially the Apex. Like Colby, me and Colby fished the Apex, fished it over brush piles just like a spy bait. And I've never been a fan of curly tails, and I've been throwing like just paddle tails and stuff. But that Apex with the curly tail is awesome. Skipping docks, over brush piles, anything you want to do with it.
Yeah. The other thing that's really good too is LJ throw that in there. We also have a selection of the 1/4 and 3/8 ounce Demiki ball heads
the
from Lanier Baits.
does have a good hook for it.
It does have a good hook, and it has a nice little wire keeper that'll hold the bait on there a little bit better, especially the Prodigies. The Prodigies that holds them on. If you're into the double eye thing though, because it'll have 2 eyes. You'll have the eye on the Prodigy and you'll have an eye on the ball head.
I kid you not. Colby Goforth will sit in the bottom of the boat and peel off the eyes of his Prodigy when he puts it on a when he puts it on the
Elaborate.
Lanier Baits Demiki head, because it's got the big eyes on it. So he peels the
Elaborate.
eyes of the
No,
Prodigy
seriously.
off.
Elaborate why? Why do you do that?
OCD thing, I guess.
I said, what made you start doing that?
Heck, I don't know. Really.
It's
That's
like
funny because
confidence.
most bait fish actually do have 2 eye spots.
Yeah.
They got
They
their
got that
actual
little
eye,
dot,
and then
like
they
on
got
the
the dot
back.
on the gill
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. So, question for everybody: what is y'all's opinion on fishing the wobblehead or hardhead, as Tommy Biffle will say?
Wobble, baby.
With a
wobble,
hard
baby,
head
wobble,
with a
baby,
pebble
wobble,
bug.
baby, Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
The wobbleheads are they're very good.
That was a thing there for a while, wasn't
They
it?
are very
extremely popular.
They're very good in the spring. That is something that not a lot of people realize. Is that a wobblehead on like either a 1/2 or 3/4 ounce football on there with a hook on there, and like a rodent or a biffle bug, or a like a sweet beaver rigged on there.
The kinky beaver too.
The kinky
The
beaver.
kinky beaver.
And you
That's
throw
funny.
that thing out there and you let it go all the way down to the bottom, and you just kind of slow roll it back along the bottom, letting it beat and bang on the way. It's a little bit different of a presentation compared to a crankbait.
Forever, I would always fish the wobblehead wrong. I didn't even know what they were. I just kind of like drag them. I thought it just gave the worm more action or whatever you're fishing on it. But then you figured out that you slow roll it on the bottom. And I think it was at Carter's one day. We were fishing Rocky Points, and it just clicked, and they started going crazy on that wobblehead. We caught like 20 fish in 2 hours. It was game on.
Wobble, baby. That's older than y'all. Let's see. I like swing head in the summer as a crankbait alternative, but I've never used it outside of summer. Well, Jeremiah, there's just something new to try because it's a little bit different than a crankbait, a little bit more natural of a presentation, a little bit different. So in Levi Garner, I saw it on the Lead series for a while. And Tommy Biffle, because Tommy Biffle either flips a jig, flips a biffle bug, or I throw a hard head out there on the biffle bug, and he don't do nothing else. Does he do anything else? I don't even think he really does anything. I think he's either flipping or throwing a biffle bug.
I think that's what's impressive about a lot of those guys is most of them don't do a lot.
No, they got a couple things that they're really, really good at.
They just stick with it. Yeah,
they're just excellent at.
Yeah,
that's how Colby. When I first met him, he was a jerkbait specialist. He got me into the jerkbait.
My man.
Mega
This man,
Mega Bass.
Yeah, Mega Bass.
Vision 110 plus.
Yeah, +1, +2.
Juniors.
I ain't never thrown on
Junior.
anybody got
Much.
you got a
Me
+3?
neither.
No, plus
They make +3s. I won't be able
Is
to.
there a +3 now?
It's straight Japanese. Like you can only get it from like JDM markets and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not that guy.
How much is it?
I'm sure it's like $25 still.
Probably 30.
Well, then you
It's
got to
the
get it
same,
over
yeah.
here if it's coming straight from
Yeah.
Gideon.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to pay $20 shipping to get it shipped over here.
Just give, and then you got to probably pay to have it painted because you just buy
Yeah.
whichever one you can get.
Yeah.
And then
Daniel Truitt's custom baits is a real good option to get some baits painted if you want to get some good herring shad colors going on. He does a fantastic job.
I need to get him to paint me some of my OG Sabills for me.
No, you better get it. You better get after it. You need that dark herring color and
I
some
need
ghost
it.
herring. You
Man,
need it.
I need
You
it.
don't want it. You need it.
Gotta have it.
When we're there in a couple of weeks on the podcast, we're going to cover all that, the Demiki and the hard swimmer info. So look forward to that. You guys here coming up in a couple of weeks. LJ and the crew will be back in the house.
the hard what?
The hard swimmer. The
I've never heard of the hard swimmer. What is that?
The hard swimmer. He's going to be going over the Demiki bite because that Demiki bite's going to be stepping up right here. And as we transition into this fall and it really starts kicking on, I know LJ is going to be posting videos. We're catching fish on the Demiki. So and he's going to be loving it. So good evening, Ken Burke. Appreciate you always watching. We really appreciate that. Have y'all fished the one designed by Taku Ito? I didn't know his first name was actually
Takumi Ito, yeah.
Taku Ito. That's who he is to me.
The jerkbait?
I
thought that was the Vision.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Well, no, there's
another
the
one now?
Ito. There's the Ito Shiner. There's that one.
It's a little
They're
bit bigger.
really all of them.
Yeah.
Really, all of them are designed by Takumi Ito, I think.
Yeah.
'cause
I mean,
he's
his name's on
he's
all of
the
them.
Mega Bass guy, yeah. But we were at Hammond's today in that big back wall full of Mega Bass stuff, and they have like Ito Shiners, they have like X80 darters, all kinds of little special jerk baits that nobody knows about, but they catch fish.
I'm gonna have to go spend money at him.
Yeah, yeah. Back in the very back corner, they're up against the wall, hid with amongst all the Vision 110s.
I went and spent a few dollars at Hammond's today. So got me some mini spinner baits.
Oh,
Got me 2 lavender shads with silver blades and purple paint, and 2 of my favorite chartreuse white blue glimmer ones with painted blades. Those are some of my two favorite ones to throw. In terms of the spot sticker mini me, are the Vision 110s worth it?
Do we just want to go around the table on that?
That is
100%.
that's such a deep
Colby,
question.
let's lead with you.
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Why, Colby?
The action of it's really good. And I just like it.
You just like it. Look at his eyes.
A lot of confidence.
I mean, the hooks are really sharp, but they're really
They go quick.
thin wire.
Do
go quick.
you change your hooks out?
Depends.
You just take one
On
out of the
condition?
package and throw it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, all right.
Depends on the
I
condition.
might get lucky one day.
Well, you never know.
The fun fact about the hooks, real quick, it's the hooks are meant for 8-pound line, so the proper way to throw it is on 8-pound line. So if you're throwing it on anything heavier than that, then basically you're like you're overpowering the hooks because they're so small. The little outbarb hooks are so small, but they're sticky sharp.
They're super sticky.
What do you think, Paul? What do you know any reasoning as to why the barbs are on the outside of a mega bass?
You know, I don't know.
I've always
What's
wondered that.
what's funny though is like I find them to be super sticky. I actually find it to be as reliable as a regular hook, but it's usually easier to unhook the fish with the outbarb.
Mm-hmm.
I found that
Cooper McDonald is a hook changer. He said, "Change the hooks and you're good."
See, I'll change them. I think out of the package they're super duper sticky, but I feel like they go quick.
Yeah.
Like
there's
a good day on the water and that bait's ready for new hooks.
I read somewhere that the outbarb is for like slashing fish. So like fish that come up and swap at your jerkbait,
Okay.
they catch that like outside barb and it just hooks them better. But a trick that not many people know about with I think they're Katsayuga hooks or something. I think that's what they're called. But they make a size 6, which is on the Mega Bass 110s, and then the size 4s that they use on lots of their other bigger baits. The size 4s have a little bit thicker gauge wire, but they still have those out barbs.
Yeah.
And if you put those on your Sabills, they don't bend out near as bad. If you put those things on your Sabills, you will not miss all the swapping fish that swap at your Sabills.
All right.
You'll catch
That's some
You'll
juice
catch
right
a lot
there.
more. Yeah.
So you really feel
that's
that's a
I didn't
difference
even
maker
know
for you.
that.
I've got
I'm
today
your partner.
on my chrome Sabills, all my chrome Sabills, I got all my hooks changed out. They aren't really expensive either.
Look what he's been holding back from you.
The rod was on the deck today. All he had to do was look.
All he had to do was look.
Yeah. So
That's fun.
What's got Jonathan Carter? He said, "What's your favorite creek on Lanier?"
Ooh.
Don't want to give up anything. What do y'all feel?
Whoa.
I about fell backwards.
I really ain't got one.
You just say Baldridge.
Baldridge.
Everyone else already fishes down
Yeah.
there. You may as well just send one more.
Honestly,
We got room.
I've got to get more used to the lower end fishing because everybody says there's all the bigs in the lower end and they catch them. They catch more than except for Ryan. Everybody but Ryan and Dana.
Yeah.
Dana doesn't fish down
Maybe
low as
6
much.
mile.
But 6 mile.
I
6
would-
miles probably.
Yeah,
it.
I would say, Jonathan, pick one that looks like it fits what you want to do, and just go there a lot and do the thing there.
If you figure out one good creek,
you'll have a lot more insight. If you try to take the lake as a whole, you drive yourself crazy.
Toto.
But I mean, too, that Baldridge actually is a good place to start.
Cooper's
Like-
an idiot.
Toto Creek. I swore I saw one of the 3 sisters in those pictures you had on there.
Cooper don't go to Toto Creek. Whatever.
Well, you put them in the Livewell, and then
Yeah.
you run them
Yeah.
down south, and you
Yeah.
take pictures
Yeah,
down
that's
there.
That's what's gonna happen to my fish.
Getting taken away from you.
Taken away from me. This is ridiculous. Let's see here. So Ryan used to camp out at my dock. I know.
What was the fish's name?
I know nothing.
You was trying to
It's
catch
Henrietta.
You were trying to catch Henrietta.
I've seen Henrietta multiple times. I had her follow a horny toad one time, and I had her stare at a bed bait one time for about 5 minutes before she swam off into the abyss.
Never to be seen
So,
again.
are y'all fishing Lanier on the 1st?
Yes, sir.
How,
That's our first one. That's Bass Nation.
okay.
It
Bass
starts
Nation.
out October 1st.
October 1st. All right. So
Now,
yeah,
Bass
that's what y'all been
Nation's-
practicing for.
Yeah, Bass Nation's one that jumps around a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do they have a lake on the schedule that y'all are like looking forward to?
You follow state championship.
I'm not looking forward to you follow or
Yay.
Seminole.
Henrietta moved to
They
Dawson.
last year I really liked our schedule. We had like Chattooga and Hartwell for the state championship. Oconee. I loved Oconee.
Yeah.
And
What'd you like
Lanier-
about Oconee?
Oconee was one of the funnest tournaments that I
Yeah.
fished in a while.
Because I was shallow.
It's all
Really
shallow.
fast.
We went. It was actually somebody forgot to plug the boat up the night before.
Jason Goforth.
Ooh, right under the bus.
Oh, throw him under there. But
in front of the base. I was running 55.
the wind's blowing about 15 miles an hour anywhere you
More
go,
than
except for back in the creek. So we got the trolling motor on spot lock, and then the wind's just blowing us around. So we had to go back and
It's on 10 is like
yeah, it's barely
Regular
pulling us
3.
around. So we went back into the back of the creeks, and we just fished docks all day. And then right about 12 o'clock, we moved and we went back to this super long shallow creek because the water was like 2 inches of visibility. Went through a square bill and spinnerbait and culled out a couple of our small fish, and we ended up 6th or something.
yeah, I think 6.
Yeah,
Huh?
6. Which ain't
It
bad.
was a good bet.
Yeah, I loved that. That was
That
a
was
good
a-
tournament.
There's a bunch of boats in that tournament too.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 100+ boater, wasn't it? It was nearly 200,
It was,
wasn't it?
yeah, nearly 200. I think it's 150. I know.
I'm gonna have to get Cole I'm gonna have to get him to teach us how to fish Seminole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never been on there.
reach it too. Really good.
When you on
Go
Seminole?
upriver and get you some shoalies.
When you going Seminole?
What is Seminole?
February, ain't it?
I forget.
So,
Last year, that was the only tournament we did not fish. And if we would have fished that tournament
and at least caught one.
and got better than 54th place, we would have been in the top 10 for AOI. But we didn't fish that one tournament.
Thanks, Chad.
But I mean, it is what it is. So yeah,
Well, at least you're equal opportunity throwing them under the bus.
Yeah.
Both dads.
February 21st right there.
Seminole is February 18th.
Yeah,
Ooh, we got
LJ's got the right idea.
We got conflicting.
Hmm.
Easiest way to fish Seminole is to put
21st
the boat
and
on the
18th.
lake and go back up to Lanier. Nah, Seminole.
Go
is
walk.
Just ride all the way up the hooch.
Lock all the way from
Candy.
Seminole to Lanier.
Seminole candy. I haven't been to Seminole in a while. I need to go back down to Seminole.
Take me when you go.
Oh yeah.
I've never been
Ready
down
to
there.
go.
Die. Seminole was great. And you scared the piss out of people too on Seminole. You see that there? Who's standing trees? They're sticking up out of the water.
I'm confused. We've got a February 21st, February 18th, and this schedule says February 25th. So unless they could have changed the dates.
Look at the calendar and see which one of those is a weekend.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is it? Okay.
Dylan was spreading misinformation. He said,
He's trying to get me to go on the wrong weekend.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I don't want to fish against these boys.
We ain't going to be no threat down there.
Oh, you say that.
We might be.
You say that.
We said that about Oconee, too, and it was fun.
I didn't hear about the boat captain that was killed on Seminole.
Yeah. That was.
Huh?
Justin Goforth says we plugged the boat up. If they would get off their phones, they might have seen it came unplugged.
Ooh.
It was covered.
So y'all were talking to girls.
No.
Y'all were talking to girls.
All I know is the next day, trolling motor would not pull us anywhere. So.
Ooh.
Guys, y'all too busy playing Fortnite or something.
Oh, okay. So we got February 21st is the SAF. So I don't know about the SAF. I'm talking about the Bass Nation one. I'm not sure about the SAF.
I don't fish high school.
Yeah.
I ain't never fished the SAF.
SAF stuff I'm not sure about. But there's so many trails. It's hard to keep up with all of them. Flip
McDonald's cheeseburgers on Seminole around the grass.
Flip cheeseburgers and the cheese mats.
Yeah. You actually got to get through the grass, LJ. So, that's kind of.
So, French fries?
Yeah, so you need some French fries, some pencil sticks.
So we got a better shape.
Yeah, 1 ounce tungsten.
With chicken nuggets on the end. Or chicken McNuggets. Sorry. My apologies, McDonald's. Let's see. Seminole always looked pretty good. I'm surprised to hear it's hard to fish.
I don't know how hard it is. We've never even been down there.
Well, it's not hard to fish. It's maneuverability.
Yeah.
You'll be in 45 feet of water 1 second, and you're like 3, and where there's 3, it stops, and they're right under the surface. So,
Wyatt, Harmon, and Johnny Yates, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Their boat. They went down there, and they punched a hole in their boat.
Good Lord.
The whole back end got ripped off.
Lord.
Yeah, that scared me.
Seminole is hard to navigate, but Seminole is an absolutely fantastic bass fishery.
Mm-hmm.
It can really humble you in February and January and early March, because if it comes up and drops 10 degrees in air temperature and the wind blows out of the east, you might as well kick rocks, dude.
Those
it is hard.
The South Georgia and Florida lakes don't really like those cold fronts that move
They
through.
don't like the slightest change of anything much more over 6 to 8 degrees. If it gets much over that, they hate it, especially in the spring, early spring. So them fish on Seminole, some of them, a good population of them try to go on to bed in January. They really do. And I've even heard reports of a really warm summer or a really warm fall that they'll try to do it December.
We've got a buddy that guides on the chain, and he said that December, January, February, it's full swing. Like bedding fish all over the place, and they're catching 35-pound bags, just going around to different beds.
Yeah, I mean
catching toads.
That's fun to do. So take your drop shot rods. Yeah. So
that's what Beasley said. He caught his on a drop shot.
He caught all his on drop shot. And
but he was down there in February too. He said his were mostly post spawn fish.
Yeah.
Was what he was targeting.
Yeah.
We talked to him at the Oconee tournament, and he was telling us that they caught him on a drop shot.
It's probably about like chick as everybody hear about it, and then it gets too much pressure.
Yeah. That's about it.
Well, see, the beautiful thing about Seminole is, compared to everything else, is there's no pleasure boaters on Seminole. Because they can't exactly run around. But Seminole is half in Florida, a third or so in Georgia, and about a quarter or so in Alabama. It is right down in the bottom left-hand corner of Georgia.
That's what's on the other side of the hooch arm.
That's
on the west side of the hooch arm is Alabama.
Yeah. Remember Don Dobbs? We took off from Bainbridge Boat Base, and Don Dobbs run me all the way up the hooch. It was a 48-minute run with that 250 SS Evinrude Stratus in the wind, dude. as fast as they go, about 78 miles an hour. I'm like, oh my God, please don't
Ugh.
move.
Them
But he knew what he was
pull.
doing. Don Dobbs, he's from Texas, so he was like, stumps ain't nothing but a thing, homie. He was a big old black dude too. He's good. He was something else. He found him a sugar mama. He told me, he said, I got me a doctor. He said, here in a couple of years, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna fish, and we're gonna move to Texas. Okay,
That's a man with a plan right
that's a
there.
man with the plan.
Cole
He
said the
had-
only wake boats
had-
out there is gators.
Yeah,
Go bump one of them gators with your just dead
The-
skeg.
yeah, exactly.
Get that thing up.
Oh yeah, 100%. Doesn't Mr. Jeff Nail flip a drop shot? He pitches a drop shot. He pitches a drop shot. And I know he does it on Lanier, and I know he does it on Chickamauga and several other lakes. He likes to do that a lot. Let's see. Ken Burke said mile 0, whatever that means. Ken, elaborate if you want
I
to.
always thought that was in Key West.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I've only been to Key West one time. It was for work.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to get Eli how to teach me how to fish down there. I ain't got a clue.
There you go. So you know Deanne?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Hey Eli, that's my cousin and Eli Richards. He's fishing down. I think it's Tift County, but they're fishing a bunch in like Florida too. Tift County, yeah. They're fishing a bunch of Florida lakes and Seminole and
Y'all Richards is everywhere.
all over the place.
Setting up franchises.
I was with Jeff tonight at Taco Thursday, and man, he came in all dressed up with a colorful shirt and all, or collared shirt and all.
College.
Well, I wouldn't put it past Mr. Nail by no means. Levi Garner said, I've only thrown a Bubba shot once in my life and only caught one dink.
Bubba shot?
A Bubba shot? Is that a slang for a drop shot?
Like a power shot?
That'd be like a power shot.
Yeah.
I was thinking what Jeremiah is about to
so
say
he
here.
put that up. So
Why does nobody talk about it?
there's nobody fish.
Yeah,
for us.
maybe they do. They just don't talk about it.
I don't do it. I'll be honest with you. I don't throw a Tokyo rig. I ain't never thrown Tokyo rig.
Around docks, I'm not a huge fan, but flipping in laydowns, if you don't want to flip a jig, flip a Tokyo rig and put Rage Crawl, the Kinky Beaver, whatever you want to on the back of it. It gets in and out of the cover just super slick, especially with I like the straight shank versions that the BMC has. It's really nice. Just pop your weight on the bottom of it.
Okay.
Pop your creature bait on there.
Some
You're good to go.
Ken Burke said last land in my Seminole State Park from Georgia. Okay, I didn't know that was the name of that, but I know exactly what you're talking about too. That's before you head on up the hooch toward that side. I think Mark Zona did a show dirt video.
Show dirt.
What's that?
I think it's
That's
just
like
YouTube.
behind the scenes or
It's just like he goes out and fishes, and it's just
okay.
like it's like Zona's Awesome Fishing Show.
Okay.
The best name
Okay.
ever for any show.
Okay.
Zona's
all
Awesome
right.
Fishing Show.
Dylan saying he's getting him some of
Basic.
them true grits. Yeah, absolutely.
Get you a true grit.
Call us.
Get you a true grit. Call us.
I caught me a 4 1/4 today on a True Grit Lanier Smoke. 3/8.
Ooh. That's
3/8, very
important.
important.
That's money.
3/8.
What trailer?
The
Kinda
we've
like
got
to
them
put back.
upstairs right now. The 5-inch twin tail grubs. I don't know what the color is, but it's like a PB&J
I
on the
think
back
it's
of
the
that.
Simmon black.
Is it
Cinnamon
a
Cinnamon
trickster?
Huh? No,
Is it
it's it's Yamamoto
Oh, so it's cinnamon purple black flake
Yeah. Yes.
maybe.
and the
That's it,
Yamamoto 5-inch double tail.
It's like the PB&J. It's like
absolutely. They're a fantastic jig trailer. We've got Yamamoto, Trickster, Berkeley, Pack Scent, and Big Bite Baits, and all upstairs, along with some Strike King Rage Crawls upstairs now in store. Let's see here what we got. I know a lot of people flip them and stuff, but a Tokyo rig swim bait is killer. Let's see, my spots wouldn't eat it maybe, but the cast apex on it.
I wish we had some smallmouth down here.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
You can go to Blue Ridge and maybe catch one.
Kim Burke says, what?
Apparently, you can go to Cochran Shoals and catch one downtown.
Apparently.
And Dylan, this week we're on fall break, so
No,
We
fall
got to get all the fishing time in while we can.
Dylan and I asked him the same question earlier today.
Kim
when we
Burke says,
talked.
what school are y'all
Not
young
skipping.
bucks weapon? They are from Pickens County High School, and they're both sophomores.
Go Dragons.
Go Dragons. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Thanks, Coach F.
Yeah.
We do a final. Give your Bobby Boucher.
Skipping Dachshunds, a swim jig with a zoom. Horny toad as a trailer. I give myself a lot ideas I need to expect or I need to experiment with.
What does that give you that just skipping a horny toad doesn't give you? I mean, it's just like a skirt. I would think just a regular horny toad. They'd get that better. It'd be easier to hook them up with.
I don't know. I never tried it. Don't plan on trying it, especially on a horny toad. So yeah, Dylan. We know Dylan. You're on fall break next week. And you're going to the dang beach. We know. Quit rubbing it in. Kim Burke said, "Go Dragons." Sounds like my wife. Yeah. Probably went too fast. So, y'all throw a chug bug this time of year. I heard it is all the rage for on Lanier.
It's popular.
It's popular.
It's popular.
If you pay attention to one specifically, if you pay attention to Jeff Nail's recent posts, he talks about the chug bug, what he's been throwing him, and he's been catching some fish. A chug bug, if any time I am going to be offshore, I keep a chug bug in either bone or chrome laying on the deck of my boat. I don't throw the big one. I throw the middle one or whatever it is. The
small one,
the 3/8
really
one, the
small?
chug bug junior. I like to throw that thing. It weighs like 3/8 ounce, and the rod that I got, I can whip that sucker.
The only time that I'm going to throw the big one is if it's like rollers out there and you got to call something up.
Yeah, the only time I throw the big one is at the Panama.
Just throw your OG. Yeah.
That's the only time I throw it on a spinning rod. And you spill your spinning rod.
6,000 pin spinning rod.
Yeah. Them pins are good reels.
Need that line cap though.
Don't get into that.
I'm not gonna get into that. Had an interesting conversation on the raw. One of my buddies, Todd Burke, he's trying to get him another reel for skipping his horny toads, and he skips them on a spinning rod. I called Foster Dubrock. Shout out to Dugout Bait and Tackle down in Kennesaw. I called up Foster. I said, I need a loose mock crush in the 200 series. He said, I ain't got him. And I hear Bruce Jackson in the background. What's he need? He said, he's looking for a loose mock crush. Man, he needs one of these pin spinning reels. They're good spinning reels.
Get it done.
Ain't nobody want no damn pin to go bass fishing.
One thing about a pin,
I
if
might
you hook into something, it ain't gonna bend. The whole thing's metal, I think.
I might.
I don't know. That's it. Hey, dude in the back, do you speak English or just quiet? He's talking about Colby. He's just quiet.
You can ask him about jerkbait fishing.
Ask him about
jerkbait. He'll get going quick.
He got lit up.
Ask him about jerk shad fishing on Lake Hartwell.
Hey, Colby.
That was fun.
What you know about jerk shad fishing on Lake Hartwell?
Yeah.
That's the NH2O.
Pole markers. What we doing?
What time of year?
Is that a pattern?
Early June.
Is that a pattern?
Ooh, early June.
It don't
State
matter if it's a
championship.
pattern.
State
just did it.
championship.
It is a pattern. It's a prominent pattern. It always happens on Hartwell, May through 1st of June. Go fish pole markers with a mag super fluke or a little super fluke, one or the other, depending on what you're eating. What now?
In the state championship, we went out there and we found us a couple spots on pole markers, and we went around and threw an
fun.
That was a fun tournament. And the state championship, we ended up in 8th place, but throwing the FCNH2O jerk shad, nose hooking it with a nail weight in it. Golly, it was fun.
The same way.
Every time they bust up, you just throw it and let it sink.
Mm-hmm.
It was fish every time.
There's
a big old largemouth that they're schooling on herring.
Bonus points, by the way, for anyone who can tell me what FZN-H2O stands for.
Me?
Yeah.
Frozen H2O, frozen water.
Yeah.
Ice.
What it is. Yeah. Which is it?
Huh?
Is it frozen water? Is it ice? What is it?
It's frozen water.
Well,
Frozen water. What
it
is frozen
becomes
water?
ice.
Ice.
It becomes
Yeah.
ice. Exactly. See, I was trying to trip you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He got some
Ah,
kids got some
smart.
book smarts about him. So I don't think there's a time of a year a jerk shad doesn't catch fish. I heard people Carolina rig them in the winter during the shad die-offs and do well.
That's the rumor.
I mean,
And you
it's
can
a
always
rumor.
put it on a fish head spin
It's
and
a-
a spot
it's a
choker or
rumor.
something like that.
Yeah. You can throw it out of this too.
Yeah.
It's pretty good bait. My apologies. So here as we enter into the next hour here of this show, we want to give a shout out and a thank you to our other sponsor of the Livewell, Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. Dave and Alan and the guys down there, they're absolutely fantastic people. They're a great tackle shop. If you want to get some Z-Man Hellraisers, go see them. They've got them. They've been posting them on the page.
Allegedly.
They got a good selection, huh?
Allegedly. That first run went quick.
My first run went quick. So you guys go down there if you want some Hellraisers. We couldn't get them. Long story. And just whatever. We didn't get any. Hopefully we'll get the next run of them. Hopefully that show up to the Dugout Bait and Tackle, Kennesaw Bait Company. And but go down and go see Dave and the guys out at Buford Dam Tackle. As you can call them out at 706-429-7211. They are located.
Mr. Goforth, do us a favor and point at the sponsor.
Point right there at the screen
job,
at the
Colby.
sign there.
Nice.
Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. We love Dave and the guys. They are absolutely outstanding people.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
Yeah.
just like everyone else around here, we all need some support, especially the local tackle shops. Right now there are 100 people watching, and it's just scratching their heads saying, "Hell, I didn't know what FZNH2O meant." Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Tyler F, good to see you, buddy. I don't think I've ever seen you comment before. Missed a big old biggin.
Big old
Dang, a
bugger.
big old biggin.
That's a big old.
That's a big old biggin right there.
Big.
Where do you put the nail weight in the jerk shad? Who says we nail weight our jerk shads, Dylan?
I did.
Oh boy, here we go.
Where do you put your nail
Where do you
weight?
put your nail weight?
So, a lot of people like Jimmy Sanders uses the 5/0 worm hook, and that adds the weight to his. And if you're throwing it on a spinning rod, you don't really need one. Sometimes you can get away with it on a bait caster like a Shimano MGL or something. But if you're throwing it and really want some distance on it, you really need a nail weight in there. And if you get a tungsten nail weight and just kind of slide it in that back middle section of the fluke, so it falls like this, so it doesn't fall straight down. It just falls just like this right here. It just goes falling down like that. They eat that up. It's
Colby, do you concur?
Colby?
That's
Yeah.
same thing, really.
yeah,
Same thing.
Same thing.
I agree.
Same thing.
eating his jerky back there.
Just eating his jerky.
Yeah. I feel like the frozen water ice could count as a water boy reference. It could. Do you youngsters make it to the high school seminar a week or so ago?
You have to-
Yes, sir, we did.
They
Have to
sure
excuse
did.
LJ. His
They
memory's
did.
going.
Yeah, he's forgetting more than he knows. You have to
Yes, we
excuse
did.
him. And let's just love you, LJ. He speaks the old trapper jerky with old trapper jerky.
It's actually Cedar Creek. Beef
Cedar
jerky.
Creek. Yeah,
Best
that
beef
old
jerky
trapper.
in the world.
Man, that stuff looks like it's come out of a paper sack.
Of the world, Craig.
And he said, and LJ said, "I thought I've seen y'all before." Did you teach him how to drop shot yet?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
Did he teach y'all how to drop shot?
He taught us that you don't shake the weight. That was something big that I'd heard about, but not really been explained to. You just shake the worm. You don't shake the weight,
Mhm.
and that's a big tip right there.
Okay. So see,
And
LJ giving out some juice at the seminar. If you weren't at that seminar, you probably missed out on some good knowledge.
that's a really good
it's-
place to be if you're looking to get better at fishing in high school. That was
If
a lot of information to soak up
finesse is
there.
your game.
And Big Girl taught me about the little spy bait things.
Big ol'
What's it
spy
called?
heads.
Spy heads, yeah.
Spoy
She
heads.
taught me all about them.
Where is Earl? I miss him.
We just need an episode with Earl and Corey.
Yeah.
Just leave LJ at home.
Leave LJ at home.
Just have it to them.
We'll talk baseball.
There you
Oh,
go.
Red Sox suck. This is the way it is.
So y'all running on
LJ
this,
said
on the
they
spin
listen.
head. You talked about some vortices,
Yeah.
some propellers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the word vortices. He explained to us that like you don't slide the swim bait all the way up. 'Cause you gotta give it
You gotta
room to
leave
spin.
some. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta give that
Some-
thing because
some
it
spin room.
moves back.
Mhm.
If you
Yep.
move it up too far, it don't have nowhere. It'll start rubbing up on the plastic.
And they make it in a heavier size, thank goodness, because Megabass only makes it
Yeah.
like a 16th and an
You
8 ounce.
don't like trying to launch at 1/8.
They stink. You got to throw something big, and when you throw it in there,
They'll catch some
it's
fish.
up
though.
high in the water
I
column. But
ain't
they make it
never-
in a lot heavier weight, so it's nice.
I ain't never thrown a spy head. I ain't never thrown that Megabass thing either. Whatever the
If
heck
you-
you're talking about.
If you throw a spy bait and you're
Good.
losing fish and you're getting frustrated, throw a
Good.
spy head and a swim bait or a
Yeah.
fluke or something like that.
Yeah, I watch eating bonbons. What are bonbons? Oh, I know. Never mind. I know what bonbons are.
You just ask what bond.
Shut up. I don't feel the greatest in the world this evening. My sinuses have really been kicking in. In case y'all guys can't tell, my voice probably sounds a little bit off. And I woke up this morning and I was like, so much sinus drainage, and it's finally starting to catch up to me. The spy hat is awesome. Well, you know what? I ain't never had one, so let me get some. Let me
got
get,
some
let me
in the
get
truck
in
right
on
now.
that. Let me get about that action, boss. What action rod do y'all throw a jerkbait on? I heard that throwing a medium rod can help those trebles stay pinned when fish try that last ditch runs at the boat.
Jerkbait expert.
Jerkbait
6'9". Is it medium? I think.
It's not medium. It's a medium light.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
so he has what's yours, a Daiwa?
Yeah.
what kind of
let him go in on it, man.
What is it?
The Tula Elite.
Yeah.
No, the silver ones.
It's nice.
Hmm.
They're kind of pricey.
What power is that? Is that like a fast, an X fast?
I think it's a extra fast.
It says extra fast, but it's kind of like a moderate. It's got a
Yeah.
really parabolic.
Well, I mean,
action
it's
to
a
it.
medium light. Of
Yeah.
course, it's going to be
Yeah.
parabolic.
When you hook into one, it
Yeah, it's going to
bows
bend
up.
all the way down. Yeah.
They have his. I really like his better, and I would say it's worth the money. But if you're wanting something cheaper, Abu Garcia Veritas makes a
Yeah.
610 medium light. I've got that one. He's got
Yeah.
the 6.9 medium light. I think it's the Seth Fighter. Ain't that right? It's
I'm
the
pretty
Seth Fighter
sure,
jerkbait
yeah.
rod. But the 610,
It's
I
got
think it's
his
610 medium
signature
light.
on it.
A lot of people like throwing it on mediums for the snap of it, but I really feel like the medium light just snaps the jerkbait better and helps, especially with megabass hooks. It helps them stay pinned.
Hmm.
There you go.
So there's a little bit of knowledge
There
from
you
you
go.
guys, from these guys on why they
And
do
what
they
line
do.
do you guys use?
10 is what I got on mine right
10.
now.
Just straight fluoro.
Yeah. Which I have thrown braid on it to like a 10-pound leader.
Yeah. A lot of people hate braid to a leader on a bait caster, but
You
I
don't have
throw
to- you'll tend to. Some people don't like to overwork the bait.
Yeah.
it does overwork the bait if you snap it really hard. But if you could just give it light
It only
taps
takes about this much.
with I throw a Daiwa J braid. It's the 8X or 9X, whatever it is, and throw it in the flash green or whatever it is, the bright chartreuse color, and like 15-pound test, and then like 10 or 12-pound test on fluoro, FC Sniper, Tatsu, something like that.
Okay.
It's nice.
Is it true that EWG? Oh well, let me go back up here. What advice do you guys give, fellas, give to a beginner angler? I'll let you guys answer that question, and I will give my answer after you guys.
Don't try to overdo it. Start
Okay.
somewhere.
Okay.
Build your way up.
You got to start somewhere. Don't get burnt out quick. Don't get burnt out early, because if you go, I'm not saying don't. If you love it, go as much as you can, but don't do it too much to where it ruins the sport for you, because fishing's meant to be fun. Everybody
don't get
gets
mad at yourself if you don't catch any.
Yeah. You're gonna go out. Everybody has those days. Gerald
Mhm.
Swindle had one of the best speeches ever about you just have bad days sometimes. Don't go out there and get discouraged if you go out there and don't catch as many fish as you wanted to. Go out the next time and work harder to figure out the patterns and whatever you need to catch them next time.
Yeah, Mark
Whatever
Zona
he
had a
said.
speech on
Whatever
like
they
TikTok
said
or
was what I
something
was going to say. He
about
beat me
taking
to it.
younger anglers out.
He beat LJ beat me. LJ beat me to what I was going to say for a
Succometer is
beginner
real.
angler.
Yeah.
Find a technique and become efficient with it, and then move
Yeah.
on to another. Feel like you can take a shaky head or a jig or a drop shot or whatever you feel you really gravitate towards, and get good at it. Feel like you can at any given time you can say I can catch fish on this. If I need to catch a fish, I can catch fish on it. And then when you get to that point, then you can really start building, because then you can say, I'm going to go try something different. And then you can suck at it for 3 or 4 hours, but then you can pull out and then remember what a fish feels like when it's pulling on the end of your line. So,
And don't.
what about you, Paul?
I say just don't get overwhelmed by how much, especially now with YouTube and whatnot, with how much just stuff there is out there. Like a good basic combo and just going and fishing shaky heads, or going and fishing Texas rigs.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and catch a fish. It's like, and when you're first starting out, that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Is you don't need to have a tackle box full of.
Yeah, you don't need $5,000 worth of stuff to take to the lake.
You don't need a half dozen rods and 3 tackle boxes.
Get you 2 or 3 rods
Yeah.
that you are comfortable with, and get you about $100 worth of baits, maybe, give or take, with some terminal mixed in.
And
And
say get that
go for it.
medium heavy fast and
Oh, yeah.
put some
Mhm.
10-pound test on it and go
Mhm.
drag a shaky head or go drag a Texas rig around.
something. Yeah, exactly.
Throw a fluke.
Yes,
I
the
started-
succometer is real.
The succometer is real.
Yes.
Yeah.
About in 2019, I couldn't catch a fish on a big lake to save my life. I was pretty good in farm ponds, but I could not catch a fish in a big lake for nothing.
Mhm.
But we went out there, me and Dad, we went out there and we dragged shaky heads around all day, and we catch fish. We went in the springtime, caught a ton of fish. COVID came, we went all the time, and we figured out a lot of stuff. And in just a few years, you can become not great, but you can become a lot better at figuring out patterns and stuff on lakes. You just gotta stick with the grind and keep at it.
Being out there is a big thing.
Time on the water.
Just be out there when you can be out there.
Yeah. What LJ said, and Dylan said, I got to figure out my technique. I got to learn Lanier first.
That's the other way around.
That's, yeah, you need to.
And Dylan, you already fish a good bit. Like, you've got some stuff that you're already confident in. That's the thing, is to take that and apply that
exactly
to these other places.
100%, Paul. Paul is exactly correct. And LJ said, for those that care, I only keep 3 rods, so I don't spin out. I love the guys who have like 9-10 rods on the deck, and I'm like, man, why you got so many rods on deck? Well, I'm versatile. No, you ain't versatile. You're confused. You are confused. You don't know whether or not I should be picking this up or picking that up or throwing this or cutting this off and throwing this in the bottom of the lake and throwing this in the back corner of the boat where you're never going to see it again until you go to vacuum the boat carpet and you're like, damn, there that went. So a lot to take in, Kim Burke said, and LJ said pick a poison. Yeah, absolutely, pick a poison. Echo exactly what Kim Burke says. Absolutely, Ken. Appreciate that. Levi Garner, he says, G-Man is very solid on having that PMA, the positive mental attitude.
You got your bracelet on?
Yeah, zoom in on Ryan.
It never comes off. Never comes off. I always have it on PMA, baby. Positive mental attitude. I've had good ones and bad ones. I'm right there in the same way with you. You mentally, you just can't defeat yourself. Like I'm telling you, man. It's one of the probably like the 3rd tournament I fished. We had a limit and caught a limit pretty quick, and we went for a while without a bite. And I was still young, so I was like 18 years old, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so. What am I doing wrong?" And but kept grinding. It was getting harder and harder and harder to get up from the seat every time you moved the boat and made a run. It was getting harder and harder and harder to get. You just want to get yourself up and put the trolling motor in the water, start fishing again, fishing their spot. And I pulled up to a windblown point. We had about, like I said, we had probably about 11, 12 pounds in the live well. Had a couple decent ones in there from the morning. But like I said, it was a sucky day after that. Picked up a mini spinner bait, started throwing it on some windblown points, pulled up to one of the last ones that we had time to fish. It was 10 teal. We were right there, down, right below Duckett Mills, was where the tournament was going out of. Made one last cast after made about 4 casts up on that windblown point, and that last cast, 1 over 4, got it. Throwed that thing, pulled one out of the live well, the smallest one, throwed that big one in the live well, headed off. We got second. You never know. You got to fish to the end. Always fish to the end. You never know. You never know when it's going to happen. You really never know. So, dude in the back, what flavor is that jerky you're LJ likes you.
It's original.
Take the bag and hold that up for the people.
Hold that up there,
Explain the flavor.
No, don't cover your face.
Well, they got peppered. They got pretty
Explain
much
all the spices and flavors
Oh my God.
and how they marinate it.
Where do they say that at?
No preservatives.
Well, it's got natural smoke
Natural
flavor.
smoke flavor.
Yeah.
It's got that Lanier smoke in it.
It's from Missouri.
It
They
comes
make peppered. They.
By the way,
Lord.
LJ, dude in the back, his name is Colby Goforth.
Maybe you've heard of him.
Here's a stick.
Absolutely.
He's a stick.
Jeremiah says, I'll try something, and if it doesn't work, or if the fish aren't there where I think they are, where I think they should be, I'm comfortable switching to a whole different pattern altogether until I figure out the bite. Absolutely. That's always keep an open mind in bass fishing. And as you guys start to get a little bit older here, y'all are sophomores and y'all got another season here coming up, you guys are going to learn that sometimes it's okay to make a drastic change. You don't have to sit there and be like, oh, damn, dude, we practiced for the tournament and they were biting this and we're catching some pretty good ones and damn, they ain't happening. It's okay to change up. It's absolutely okay to change up.
During practice, I've gone during practice and figured out a pattern that
Carl.
that I figured that Carl that I figured we could catch some good fish on. And you go to the tournament the next day or that weekend, whenever you're going to go, and it's completely different.
It's never the same.
Yeah.
It's never the same.
Every day's different.
Every day's different. Don't go out there. Maybe 5% of the time you're going to go out there, and it's going to be the same pattern that you found in practice, because the fish are all, especially on like Lanier, the herring are always moving. So they're going to be there one day and then gone the next day. So you might as well just find a good pattern on your tournament day.
And one thing I did learn at the seminar is give the fish what they want instead of what you want to give them.
Don't be closed-minded.
I'm bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to force feed them.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't.
Yeah. Not a horny toad all day long.
No, I do.
Hey, you catch me. It's just satisfying to catch them the way you want to catch them.
Yeah,
It is always satisfying, especially when you're good. You're not scrub at something. Y'all didn't catch me say. Did you catch me say that? I said no scrub. Don't be a scrub.
I don't want no scrubs.
Like Ryan Sheffield, employee of Fish North Georgia, I'm a scrub when it comes to drop shot fishing.
Yes.
Straight up garbage. I am absolutely bad. I'm absolutely bad at it. So that's like a AA. My name's Ryan Sheffield. I suck at drop shot fishing.
Suck at finesse fishing.
Suck at finesse fishing. And I've been clean from it for 12 years. Never done it. Let's see. I love that ditch bite. That ditch bite is where it is at 100%. If you're not fishing the ditch when the ditch bite is going on Lanier,
That's the one. That's the one. Like that might be better than top water.
You have, I say this all the time, outside of the pre-spawn time, or spawn, right there, pre-spawn, spawn. Outside of that time of the year, the ditch bite, the winter fall bite on Lanier and any of these other herring lakes to go specifically to, that is one of your better opportunities to either catch two things: to catch your personal best spotted bass and potentially largemouth, and catch your potentially the biggest 5 fish limit you've ever weighed in, or you've ever had fun fishing. It is there. It is that, and it can happen like that when you find a ditch that they're at. It takes 5 casts, dude. I ain't kidding you. I've done it, synced it, as Paul would say. Jeremiah said exactly, being good at one thing in one place is great while it lasts. If anything changes and you aren't ready or know what you need to do, you're in trouble. Absolutely. I know Mr. Ryan loves a ditch bite. Yeah, we said that's what I just said. On Dynamite, we'll catch them every single day. Absolutely. Me and LJ and Danny have already got plans coming up here soon that we're going to go out and we're going to go fishing. And I done told LJ already. I said, as soon as I hook up the first drop shot or / Demiki fish, his ass is going live. And I want to hear it. I want to hear him say it. Ryan's hooked up on a Demiki, or Ryan's hooked up on a drop shot. And I want the whole world to know that with Lanier Jim, the drop shot, because the drop shot, according to
Angry Duck,
according to his voicemail. Hey, this is LJ, the drop shot Jedi. That's his voicemail.
Where's my phone?
That's what it is. I'm serious. But sadly, my great fast power fishermen are weak finesse fishing and vice versa. Exactly. Jeremiah's 100% correct. Sadly, my PB spot is 3.90.
That's nothing to be ashamed of.
That is nothing to be ashamed about. That is a good fish.
Hell of a start.
You could fish a place not named Altoona, because Altoona is about to go through a major change here in the next 2 to 3 years. It is about to be unreal on Altoona. It's already unreal on Altoona now. Well, we touched on this a couple weeks ago in the ABA 125 show. Altoona is doing something.
It's happening.
It's happening. They have discovered the taste of bluebacks. But you'll figure that out, Levi. I promise you'll never know. You won't know it until it happens, but you will catch a 5+. It's gonna happen, dude. Let's see what that comment that Paul has. What's y'all's Instagrams? Wyatt and Colby. Hit them up, dudes. Wyatt, we'll start with you.
Don't got one.
Don't got one. How about Colby?
I don't know it.
He don't know it. So hit him up on Facebook.
Yeah, I got
Wyatt
Facebook.
Richards. Colby Goforth.
I feel like I'm friends with you, Dylan.
You probably are. You look him up. Add him up.
Get up in them DMs, bro.
Yeah, get up in
I feel like I'm already friends with Dylan.
Take him
Paul,
fishing.
check your phone. That's what LJ said.
Let's go.
Lord.
Sanders and Nail killed them the other day on tuna. Yes, they did. I think they caught. Jeff told me. He called me to tell me. Jeff said, I think we put over 35 in the boat. And Jeff kind of goes nonchalantly, we kind of lost count. So they had a good day on Altoona. Him and Jimmy did. What did he say?
I can't repeat.
You
that.
can't repeat it. We can't repeat it. What's my biggest spot? My biggest spot, I have not broke the 6 pound club. My biggest spot is 5.89. Caught in a tournament on a buzzbait. And it destroyed the buzzbait. And 5.8 and 5.89. I have never, God's honest truth, I have never had a 6 pounder. I swore to God that fish was 6, but I have never stuck a 6 pound spot that I know of. I've had some stuff pouring.
Yeah,
that dead weight out there, and it come off. But I don't know. I really don't know. I've caught plenty of 5s. Fives come out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, we're doing well. We got 4 14-inchers and a 504. We're doing great. We got 11 pounds.
Yeah.
So, fishing high school tournaments on Lanier taught me more in 2 years than a decade of kayak and farm pond fishing. You don't pick your fishing conditions on tournament day. 100% Christopher Hicklin. And hey, I've never seen your name before. And from me, Danny, and Paul, and Josh, and Nathan, we want to say appreciate you commenting and appreciate you watching. And really do appreciate that, and continue to watch. And I'll say this, I already told Paul this. Me and Danny sat down the other day, and we've got some serious stuff coming down the line on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is about to be very, very, very full. We're going to be pumping out at least 6 to 8 videos a week. We're going to be doing some live fishing. We're going to be doing some non-live fishing videos. We're going to be doing a lake map breakdown. You guys are going to get to sit here with me, and you'll get to watch about a 15-20 minute long video here on YouTube of a certain portion of some random lake, and I will tell you it's this time of year or whatever it is what we're currently at, and I'll say this is exactly how I would approach it, whether or not that would be right or wrong, but it was just going to be my thing on to help you guys improve. And maybe I'll do something or say something that maybe you've never thought about doing before. And if it can help you catch some fish, we at Fish North Georgia, that is what we all care about, is we want you to catch as many fish as you possibly can and get better. 6'4" drop shot on a hump scared me when I got him up and saw him. I would imagine.
Drop shots don't catch fish that big.
Drop shot catches everything from 9 inchers to 7 pounders. They're out there in Japan catching damn 19 pounders on drop shots and stuff like that. I mean, I ain't kidding you. Everyone's got their PB. Everyone's throwing up their PB, which is really cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool to
get them in here.
See that. Get them in there. PB spot.
Oh, I've never weighed any of the really big ones I've caught. I've been over 5 a couple times.
What's your PB Sholey?
PB Sholey? 444.
Woo, that's a tank.
Man.
That's just over half the size of the state record.
Yeah. I mean, that state record fish is a freak.
That state record fish is like a freaking, it's like a milk jug in a freaking tank.
It's a monster. I wish I'd had scales on the Okmulgee the other weekend. I caught one that was the same as my PB in length, but for weight, I'd have said it was a heavier fish.
Yeah.
I'll show any shoalie over about 3.5, especially once they're in that current is.
Oh, I bet so.
They're a handful.
Yeah.
And they're a lot of fun to catch.
You fish with fly rods, huh?
No, those were both unconventional.
You got LJ's teeth kicked in on that, dude. That's great, Paul.
Come with us sometime, man.
Teeth kicked in. Yeah, dude, you need to go do that. It'd be really fun. They're begging me to go.
They're fun to catch.
I just don't know if I want to get in a kayak, man. Skinner's like, Ryan, you need to get in a kayak. I'm like, oh, jeez, I don't know, man.
I think for you though, like to go down to the Flint or go down to the Okmulgee, the Flint especially, man, when it's early season and the lily fields are in bloom down there, it's God's country. It is beautiful.
God's country.
And then all of a sudden, out of some little like puddle about the size of this table, you hook in one that's 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
They just come out of nowhere.
Ken Burke's PB spot is 4.6. So that, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I promise
That's
you,
a solid
Ken.
fish.
I promise you, Ken. You'll bust 5. I promise you.
I thought we were going to question Levi.
Let's see what Levi says. What is y'all's top 3 baits to catch those giant spots this time of year? This time of year. All right, Colby. Time for you to speak. Go for it, Carl. According to her, see, if you don't talk,
answer,
Carl. If you don't talk, LJ's just gonna keep calling you like Carl and Fred and Ted or whatever. Caleb. There you go. Bradley,
yeah.
What are your top 3 baits for right now, this time of year?
A jig, a spy bait, and a Seville.
A jig, a spy bait, and a Seville. Wyatt, what are you doing?
A jig, a Seville, and I don't know.
Got one more.
I don't know.
You didn't need it.
Seville. I mean, they're gonna. You get on schooling fish, and a Hellraiser. That's it.
Hellraiser. There you go.
But they'll eat a jig right now. Big fish always eat a jig. And then if you catch them out there schooling, you can get them on a Seville a lot of the times, and a topwater. I'll say a topwater because you can get them on a topwater. Some bigs on a topwater. OG, yes, OG. OG.
Not the down under.
Down. So Colby likes the herring. Shout out to Ryan Hanks and Cast and Mick Guthrie.
I love the OG herring.
Y'all guys doing great. John Franco Corrado. I think he has the coolest last name. Franco does. He's got a last cool last name, and he can fish too, dude. Let's see here.
Attaboy, Carl.
My cousin's dad caught a 10 on the reservoir in Dahlonega on a drop shot. A shoalie?
No,
just on a drop shot.
That's gotta be a lip.
Drop shots don't catch big fish.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
No, there's no shoalies in Yahula. I don't think.
I mean, they'd have to swim a long ass way to get in. They got to go over a dam.
Chesapeake,
They got to go over a dam to get in there, unless someone released one.
Yeah. I mean, they're in the Chesapeake.
Swim up river.
They're in the Chesapeake.
Still a hot swim.
They are.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
They are. The biggest one, the biggest show bass that I have ever caught was 1 pound. I think my scale said 189. And believe it or not, you know where I caught it?
Lake.
Where'd you catch it?
Water.
Hartwell.
Really?
Y'all
was way up then.
That's weird.
We were way up above mile marker 99. And I was sitting there looking at it. I was like, what the hell is this thing? And I was sitting there.
So Alex was there with you?
I was with Phil Satterfield. Phil was like, that's a damn rock bass. I said, what?
Rock bass.
I think a rock bass. Rock bass? I said, if it's a rock bass, take me back to Tuggaloo because I got the state record. Rock bass. I said, this thing's damn near 2 pounds. I don't know. Anyway, iPhone handled it. It was actually a show bass. And then I come to find out later that I don't know what the population, how well the population is now on Hartwell, but they are there.
Okay.
In a decent little population way up the river.
Yeah.
They talking Kiwi.
Yeah. No, they don't like still water.
No.
I mean, it is astonishing. Like the stuff that even the big ones will come out of, how fast that water moves. If there is any current break for that fish at all, he'll set up shop.
We were at Carter's one time. I don't know what it was, but we were way up the river, and we went up in this creek, and in the very back we met this guy, and the current's ripping out, and he said that he caught a smallmouth, but he didn't know what it was. And I'm wondering if it was a shoalie. I don't know if there's shoalies or smallmouth or anything in there, but he said it was a brown bass, and he didn't know what it was. So,
what river runs into? What all runs into
Hartwell?
Into Carter's.
Sorry, I was thinking Carter. I still
way up the river.
Yeah, could be shoalie.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could have smallmouth up there too, though.
Yeah, could be
because you got some in the Toccoa.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of kicking around, and you never know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was there's some local guys they fished the hooch south of 285 a couple weeks ago, and I mean they came up with a bunch of different stuff. They had spots that looks like spots at shoalies.
Levi Garner, I caught Swanee bass on Clark's Hill.
There you go.
I know Swanee bass means a little bit to you, Paul.
That would get me to slam. I need one more still.
That's what I said. I know it means a little bit to you. You might need to go to Clark's Hill. We'll go find you one.
I need to float section one of the hooch and just try to get a Chattahoochee.
Mm-hmm. Spoon. So everybody, all you guys are giving out some of y'all's top 3 bases. That's great. We appreciate participation. That's what this is all about. We love seeing that stuff. It's really fun to see and I know Paul will say this, and if Danny was here, he would say the exact same thing. It's really fun to see all of you guys that participate with us. What your favorite baits are throughout the year. It doesn't seem like it was all too long ago that it was last winter.
Yeah.
And now here we are, September 22nd.
First day of fall.
It is first day of fall. It is first day of fall. And tomorrow it's supposed to be a high 74.
Woo!
That's why it's biting better today.
Oh, is it really?
They're biting better today, but it was still.
As soon as this turnover and stuff happens on the main lake, on Lanier specifically, it is going to erupt into a damn slugfest. And it'll be good going up too, especially with just a drop in the surface temperature is going to help big time. But
they're going to go for the feed bag.
Absolutely.
Ton of show bass in Shoal Creek.
At Carter's up the Coosawhattie, it was red eye bass.
Yeah,
that's what Zach Hutchinson said. There's a toll shoal bass in Shoal Creek. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
What else would they call it that?
Yeah, exactly. Shoal Creek building supply. That's over here in Dawsonville. Let's see what Jeremiah said. Craziest thing is probably still the flounder that swam up the Ocmulgee River and hit bass lures.
A flounder predator. If you get it close, big dog gonna eat.
And I can imagine.
And then I'm going to eat because flounder are delicious.
I can imagine too that the way that they live their lifestyle too.
I can't eat them.
Flounder, you can't eat them.
He can't eat any fish.
Allergic to
Poor
seafood.
soul.
allergic to
Poor soul.
seafood?
To seafood?
Any-
Like
seafood.
like this ain't no
Usually
like
that's
shrimp.
like, usually
crab,
that's
or
like
nothing.
the
Fish
Oh
and
my
whatnot.
No
god!
fish, no shrimp, no anything. I would.
Oh man!
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm
I
so
shout
sad
out
for
to
you.
yeah. My dad rubs it in a bunch.
He caught a walleye in Carter's and
cold.
didn't even keep it.
How many
Yeah, I
times-
did.
Chain it.
I
you
did.
keep
How
it?
many
Yeah,
times-
and I ate it and I broke
many-
out and my lips swelled up. Everything.
What happens when your dad
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've heard.
What
we-
happens
we
when
caught,
Katie
like-
and Jason want to go to Red Lobster?
I just get like a steak or something.
He gets like he gets
Chicken Alfredo.
to the fish
he gets
I'll have the sirloin.
he gets all the cheddar biscuits he wants.
Yes.
That's right, cheddar bait biscuits,
Just a
baby.
chicken Alfredo or something. I don't
That's
know.
right. Oh yeah, they do have a Cajun chicken Alfredo, don't they? I forgot about that. I really love jigs, poppers, and neds this time of year. That's great. I mean, that's great. We like seeing everybody's what they
Ain't
like to
thought about
do.
it, Ned, dude.
Levi, do you throw just like the little like TRD net, like Howard, like 3-inch, or do you throw like the magnets? Because I know a lot of people throw the magnets and catch a lot of big fish on them.
Well, we'll let him answer that question here in the comment section. Now we're getting on chatterbait biscuits at Red Lobster.
Hey man,
Absolutely. Paul, what is your top 3 baits? Did you answer that question?
I did not. I
Well,
ducked.
Oh, did you duck on
no,
purpose?
no, I didn't.
Okay.
Fall, I'd probably go big top water.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go work for that big bite.
Mm-hmm.
A swim bait on that spy head. I like that. That bite holds up pretty well. And then I'll go with Colby. I like a jerkbait. And if you tell me I can get a bite on a jerkbait, I'm gonna start to
throw
reach for
one.
that. I'm gonna throw one.
If they're on a jerkbait, Colby can go catch them.
Yeah, I like those.
I'm
jerkbaits.
trying
what
to. I'm
do
trying
you-
to follow in his footsteps.
What do you like besides the 110? That
Yeah,
can't be the only one in the
What's
box.
number
like-
2 in the arsenal? Like,
Yeah,
like I
what's
can't
one of
throw
the
a mega
other
bass.
Stacy.
What is the number 2?
Stacy's. I like Stacy 90s pretty good.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a
Mhm.
little old school there.
Yeah. That's a true.
Ryan,
that's
what
a
about
true-
you? Got any particular
In
secrets?
the fall, in the fall of the year, up until the water temperature dips below about 65 or so, I throw a buzz bait. I like a
That bite is real too.
yeah, I like a rig, and I'm really particular to. I mean, I could say I really have probably keep about this. The fall is the time of the year where I actually have, if you run into me on lake, where I actually have more rods laying on the deck than I do in the summer and spring. Because there's a lot of different techniques that I like to do, and that I'm pretty decent at. Probably though, my number 3, if I had to pick, would be a jig, and that is dragging it, hopping it, skipping it, swimming it. It don't
All
matter.
different.
That's just
Well, it's a
me.
time of year you got to be versatile.
Yes,
The jig lets you do a lot of
absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah, there's no rules to a jig on what you can do. So let's see here. Dylan caught a 6-pound walleye on an underspin. I caught about a 3-pound walleye, 3.5, 4-pound walleye. I don't know because I ate it on a black spinnerbait a
I've
couple
still
years
never caught
ago.
one.
we went to
Dude, they
Carter's.
absolutely throttle
Yeah,
artificial
that
moving
while I
bait.
caught it, Carter's was
Really?
on a
Oh,
regular
yes.
ball head.
You're
Yeah.
like, what the hell do I have?
We were we had just got our active target on our boat, and we went to Carter's in December. And we went out there, and I just had a jig and spoon on the boat just for bass and stuff. And I was just shining it around, and it shined out into 120 foot of water, and there just so happened to be a few long dots in 110 foot of water chasing bait. And we went out there and sat on top of those fish with a jig and spoon in 110 foot of water and wore the walleye out. We probably caught 10 or 12.
How many spoons did you lose?
None.
Ooh,
No.
them toothy critters didn't take
That's
them.
a day.
It was a Georgia blade little.
Shout out to Mike and Pam. Hey,
Nice
by
day.
the way, Mike and Pam, everyone send them well wishes. They both got COVID this past week. So send Mike and Pam thoughts, prayers, good vibes, all that's good stuff. We'll let everybody know we're thinking about them. We love Mike and Pam. They're absolutely great people. Georgia Blade, Georgia Jig. I mean, it's what they do for the community, and I'm sure that you guys will be getting some Georgia Blade stuff and some of y'all like giveaways and stuff
Hopefully
for what
so.
y'all win, because
Yeah.
y'all can't win money.
And real money. They
And
give
real
away-
money.
They give away some cash.
Real
Some
money.
Checks.
Some real
real money.
Dylan said,
Ah.
Dylan, by the way, real quick, Colby said that he
No, let
What type of-
Colby
yeah.
repeat himself.
okay,
What
yeah,
type-
Colby, repeat
Oh,
yourself.
Jerkbait is a Stacy 90.
What color?
Well,
It's a lucky
it's royal
craft bait.
black or something like that.
Royal black. That's an interesting color.
Hmm.
You don't,
Something
you're
like
not,
that.
you don't like the pro blue pearl,
It's
the blue back one. You don't like chartreuse shad.
Look at him downplay that.
I just
Just
asking.
all right.
I'm asking serious question. My favorite one's the greenback ghost. The
which
clear
also
one.
like a custom painted one we got.
Yeah, custom painted ones are hard to beat. They really are hard to beat. Georgia Blade's new spoon is awesome. It has the prism on the side like a Flex It. Absolutely. Yes. But yeah, guys. Appreciate y'all. We love Mike and Pam. They're great people. We really do love them. We wish them well. Last report that I was told today was that they are doing very well and they are improving drastically. So we love Mike and Pam. Outstanding. Absolutely. So what about a McStick?
Also
Now
good.
that is my
Also
that
good.
is
Also
my go-to.
When are the McStick +1s going to come out?
Oh, that's
I'm-
true.
I'm
They
ready-
did drop a
I'm
plus
ready
one.
for
They
the
were in
McStick
Orlando
+1.
and they're about this much longer than a regular McStick too.
The actual body or the
So it's a bigger bait.
You get a bigger bill because it goes down deeper
wait with the bill? It's that much longer. Or the actual body of the bait.
with the bill
Okay.
all together. I think a regular McStick is 5.
Right about, yeah.
So I want to say that they said something about that the McStick, the 112 plus 1 was like 5 1/4. And it weighs a hair heavier too.
I'd be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
I love my McSticks. I'm like Cooper. I absolutely love the McStick.
Good river bait mixed stick.
Solid chrome. The only thing in my box is solid chrome, McStick wise, solid chrome, natural herring, and that pro blue. The one was chartreuse down the side. That's see through. I can't remember what that one's actually called. I used to throw Sailmate.
Oh, that's a good one, dude. That's
I
a
used to-
classic.
I
color, actually.
really don't, Paul. I really don't know why I got away from Sailmate, but I have.
Yeah.
I have got away from it.
So there's been a lot of stripers caught on cellmate.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of
100%.
big stripers caught on cellmate.
I might try the American Shad,
Spooky shad for me.
Spooky Shad. That's
I've-
another that looks good. I've never thrown it though.
There's a lot of hype around the Stunna, the Berkeley Stunna.
Mm-hmm.
It's with jerkbaits. Every brand has its own action. So like that the Mega Bass Vision 110 has its legendary action that everybody loves, and it catches fish. But different
Holds
times
up
of
when
the
it gets
year,
cold.
yeah, different times of the year, like the Stunna has a very wide kick and a wide. It goes back and forth and back and forth. You can pretty much keep it in the same spot if you jerk it the right way and just go back and forth. And like the Lucky Craft Stacy 90 has a lot more tight wobble. If you reel it through the water, it just like vibrates when it's going through the water. It has a very tight action. So according to what time of year it is or how finicky the fish are, you change up the brand.
Depends on conditions.
Yeah, depends on the conditions.
I've been known, Cooper McDonald. I have been known to throw a Strike King Series 300 KVD jerkbait. I have been known to do that. I have been known to throw that. Don't love it, but I have been known to throw that. Levi said, so this is what I'm going to get at right here real quick. We're going to plug this here before everyone starts getting off. We start winding down for the last 15 minutes. Tomorrow, let me see me, Chad. Let me see myself. Let me see myself.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, I want everybody to know. Tomorrow and Saturday, Sabills and Kitex will be the same as they were last week.
Nice.
There will be $9 for the chromes. There'll be $5 a pack for the Kitex again. Come get them. If you don't have any or need some more, you need to come get some. They're a great bait. Until LJ Swimmers finally shows up in November. So it'll hold you over. The other thing, too, that's going to be really, really big, I want you guys to all pay attention. Christmas is coming.
Ho, ho, ho.
And me and Danny today had decided that this weekend, tomorrow and Saturday, all We don't have any titaniums anymore. So all FX Extreme rods will be a flat 140. They're normally $189.99.
Come get them.
We will be selling them for $140. Fitzgerald Brian Thrift Series rods that we have left, they are normally $189.99. We will be selling them for $140 as well. We're going to be doing something with the cashins. We're going to be looking into some numbers tomorrow on what our cost is on the cashins, but we will be selling the cashins as well. We have icons, we have cores, and we have the John Cruz Signature Series and the cashins. So if you are looking and thinking hard about getting a new rod for a significant other, for yourself, maybe you got, your high school tournaments are going to be starting off here soon. We want to help you guys. So we are having a sale tomorrow and Saturday on FX's, what Fitzgeralds we have left, and then we're going to figure out something about the cash. And so just come see us. The store hours are 8 to 5 on Friday and 8 to 5 again on Saturday. I know fishing is getting pumped up. I have a tournament on Saturday or Sunday. I gotta go fish tournament Sunday. But fishing's starting to kick back up. If you're not heading to the lake this weekend, that means everyone needs to send Ken Burke some gift cards. Way to go, Ken. That's a selfless plug. Everybody help Ken Burke out. So are these online? No, they are not. These are online. No, they are not. This is in store.
Come
only.
see Ryan.
Come see me. Come see
Come
Danny.
talk to Ryan.
Come see us tomorrow and Saturday. Come get you some Sabills. Come get you some Kitex. Get loaded up. We've got a good variety selection of underspins from Spot Choker, Sugar Hill Baits. We have some 706 fishing ones.
Ooh.
And we have one of my personal favorites. We got plenty of Alabama rigs on the wall. We have some with the silver blades, and we have some with the painted white blades. So come pick you up some of them. If you want to get some jigs and want to put a jig order in for some Lanier smokes or chef specials or coon and craws, those are going to be deadly. Fall crawl is going to be another one. I think the coon crawl is going to overtake the fall crawl this fall. I really think it will. For those of you who don't know about the coon and crawl, had some guys asking about if we was ever going to take some switches to the fall crawl, and it just so happens that one particular time that Mr. Paul Coonan here said, I want to make a jig, and he just so happened that he picked the Amba that is in the fall crawl and picked up some Magic Crawl Dalmatian and put it in, and it looks absolutely divine.
It's tasty. And
it catches fish. It has been run through the ringer already by Paul and Mr. Josh Tatum. You guys have really been hitting them pretty good on the rivers.
We've caught some fish on
We've caught some fish on those.
We've caught some big fish.
Yeah. The Lanier Smoke is the most popular. The Lanier Smoke is by far the most popular.
That fall craw's a winner.
So
that's a good color.
Yeah. So LJ, if you're signing off or whatever, dude, we appreciate it. As always good to see you, and we love you, and I appreciate you. Appreciate everything that you do. See you, Carl. He said, "Yeah, I appreciate you."
Carl.
I don't even get a fun name.
Yeah, LJ. Before you get off, you need to give Wyatt a name, even though his name's Wyatt.
My name's Wyatt.
He looks like a Steve.
I do like a Steve.
It's like a
Steve. Or Alan. You like Alan.
Alan. And so Fitzgerald makes a good rod. FX makes a great rod. But if y'all have never tried a cash and rod, y'all got to try it. A lot of people have never tried a cash and rod. It's a whole different experience. If I could switch to all cash and rods, I would. They're fantastic rods. Great feel, super light. Even the core series, which is the lowest series, is super light, super sensitive. They actually started sponsoring we got them to sponsor our Pickens County Bass team this year, and that's not why I'm promoting them either. They're one of the top rod manufacturers, in my opinion. They make great rods, great jerkbait rod. Made in USA. All USA.
Everything on them is made in the USA except for the inserts.
What is it? Something North Carolina. What is it?
Huh?
Somewhere in North Carolina. Can't think where
That's
they're
not
made.
where Cashin is.
Oh yeah, it's somewhere.
It is
It's
North Carolina.
actually it's in Winston Salem, North Carolina, I believe, somewhere near there.
Carolina,
I believe the
Great
address is
rods.
Winston-Salem.
Fantastic rods.
They are absolutely fantastic. They feel real good. We got one of those chatterbait rods.
Chatterbait
upstairs.
rod is
It's a
really
7-1 medium heavy with a moderate tip.
Ooh.
So for those of you guys who about that chatterbait life, that is a rod that feels really, really good in the tip and has a nice flex down the backbone to really keep those chatterbait fish pinned up. I answered this question with Levi Garner. He said, for closing out, Mr. Ryan, what was your first ever experience on Lake Lanier? Oh,
That was a long time ago.
oh, Lord.
many centuries ago.
I know my first tournament experience on Lake Lanier was. That's why I'm addicted.
Carl and Willie.
That's why I'm addicted.
See ya, LJ.
See ya, LJ. Yeah,
Take care,
absolutely.
LJ.
See ya, LJ. Take care, buddy. We appreciate you and Corey and Earl. I can't really remember my first time. I remember going when I was like 15 or 14, and I remember going with one of my buddy's dad and his 1976 Samaroon that we ended up starting fishing out of as we got a little bit older. We put in at Lumpkin County Park because we didn't know where the hell we was going, and we fished the jungle. And we threw flukes with red hooks and black and blue tailed Texas rigged salamander lizards from Zoom. We didn't know what the hell we were doing, but we were catching some fish. And we thought at the time, we were like, oh yeah, we're catching these little bit largemouth and stuff all the time. And then when we moved down a little ways, we were like, oh, there's this thing called a spotted bass. And they bite way more than the largemouth. And so that kind of started turning the wheels again. But my first ever tournament experience that I fished with Mr. Phil Satterfield out of the back of his boat. Jerry Seabolt was going to Hawaii, and he asked me to fish with him. I was 18 years young. We threw a buzz bait and I had 1468, and we won the first ever tournament I ever fished.
It was all downhill from
And it's all downhill from there. It was over. It was over, and now I'm addicted. And I will forever be addicted until I draw my last breath. I love it to death. And if you have a passion of fishing like I do, and like the rest of these gentlemen here and the gentlemen behind the running the cameras tonight, we all share and have, it never gets old.
It does not.
It never gets old. Y'all both agree with that?
Yeah.
Carl, will you agree with that?
I could fish every day.
You fish every day. What about you, Wyatt?
I can do it every
Willie.
day.
Whatever you want to call yourself.
Willie.
What about you, Chad?
You fish every day?
5 days a week.
5 days a week,
5
Chad.
days
So,
He said he's getting old.
Fishing will wear you out.
We do want to say real quick as we close down right here and wind down. Let's see. What about Toto Creek? I heard that flukes are wearing them. What about Toto Creek? I heard the flukes are really good there. I don't know nothing about Toto Creek.
I heard they bought a Carolina Rick's bill in Toto. That's what I
don't
heard.
know nothing about no Toto Creek. I ain't never fished there.
Jason, I'll never wear a Ranger hat.
In Toto?
Never in my life.
Toto. I ain't
Up
never
in
fished
Toto.
Toto Creek. I ain't never fished Toto Creek. I ain't never fished no name.
So
Creek.
before y'all go,
So
who all, speaking of our amazing North Georgia fishing community, who all is supporting Pickens bass fishing this year? Give us the rundown, baby.
I know Turner Tire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brock Turner with Turner Tire.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Brock
Barry
Turner.
Allen.
We need to have Brock back on the show.
Brock, by the way, Brock is looking for some technicians at Turner Tire. And Brock, I'm gonna tell you this: Brock takes care of his employees. He treats them very well. So if you're in a tire game, hit him up.
He is
Who
a
else,
tire man.
who else, Colby? Give us the next one.
Goforth grading. Jason
Oh,
Goforth.
of course.
I'm sure Scott Fowler would Power Solutions Unlimited. And
Our very own Fish North Georgia.
Thank you. You didn't even have to look at the jersey.
Sackets. I'm
I can't
99% sure we have Sackets somewhere on here.
Richard Hardwood.
Richard's Hardwood. Of
Richard
course.
Hardwoods.
And if I'm not mistaken, Goforth Grading is also looking for some help. Anybody wants a good job?
Yep, they are.
Okay.
Community Bank.
Community Bank, Pickens County.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that you got more?
Yeah, some more.
You got
What
a
else you got?
we got
You're supposed to know these. Yeah, Zach's. Zach's truck.
we're just getting you primed.
We're getting you primed.
Getting you
All
primed.
right, because but we want to thank.
Cagletown, Weldon.
Oh yeah,
Cagletown,
don't forget Cagletown.
Okay. All right.
And
Yeah,
all our other great sponsors.
absolutely, guys. If
Thank you,
you're-
mamas. Thank you, daddies. Thank you, girlfriends.
Absolutely.
I ain't got no girlfriend, so
Absolutely.
Okay.
Miss Caroline Mullins for you.
Oh, shout out.
Okay,
Hi,
shout out
Caroline.
Chad Richards over there.
We're
Best
sorry
boat
about the
captain in the
bus
world.
earlier.
Cameraman.
Thank my mom, Jamie Richards. Thank my partner, Colby Goforth, Jason Goforth, and Katie Goforth.
What about you?
My mom, my dad, Wyatt for being a decent partner.
Oh,
Half decent.
okay.
Decent.
Chad for taking me today, and Miss Jamie Richards for the pizza last night. That's pretty good. Family and friends, actually.
Family, friends.
So the
Relatives.
quick story before we go.
Every tournament, I
our
always
first-
said family.
Hit it up.
Our first tournament of our high school season, they asked us who we wanted to thank after we weighed in. And I went through this whole Dad bet me
Thanking
that I
good
wouldn't
Lord,
say
Mountain Dew,
all
everything.
jacked up on Mountain Dew. Thank Mountain Dew for getting me all jacked up. And so I went up there and I went through this whole big spiel about all the people I wanted to thank. I thanked Danny and Ryan and everybody. And at the end I said, I want to thank Mountain Dew for getting me all jacked up. I said, what about you, Colby? And Colby said, family and friends, and walked off the stage.
I did that for about.
And he did it for like 5 tournaments.
Oh my God.
Mic
Family,
drop.
friends.
It was perfect.
Family,
Mic
friends.
drop.
So we all know now after tonight of this 2 hours of awesome talking on this podcast that we've done. Wyatt does all the talking. Colby just is like, yeah,
Colby does all the catching.
yeah.
I try
Oh,
to
so you're
help.
the net man.
Depends.
Depends.
Depends on who's.
Who is net man more times than not?
Probably me. I'll say probably me.
Oh, okay. So you're the talker. but
Colby-
you're
Always
the net
pull
man.
through with the bigger one.
Colby in practice is a completely different person than Colby in a tournament.
Colby can pull some out of the millwork sometimes.
Colby will be in the middle of a tournament. He'll pull out his Nico rig and skip it 480 foot under a laydown and pull out 4-pounders like it's nothing. He pulls them out of nowhere
Look at him grinning. He's over there grinning.
because he knows
He's
it's
like,
true.
He's
He
like,
knows it's right.
yeah, I know about
He
that
knows
life. I know
Just
about that.
throw me
life.
a jerkbait or something.
Yeah, that's funny. So, one thing about Adam W. Fishing said we were tried a Phoenix rod. I have a rod that was made from a Phoenix blank. It's my spinnerbait
I've
rod.
heard of it.
But other than that, that's all I can tell you about them. Let's see. Well, guys, listen, we really appreciate you guys. As always, we're going to round this thing up. Chad, let me see my beautiful mug. As always.
Find it.
Oh Lord, that's okay. There we go. There we go. So as always, guys, we really appreciate you guys viewing. We really appreciate you guys' support. For those of you guys who are business owners and prospectives who want to know, if you paid attention to the group page, you saw that Danny and myself and Paul and Nathan, we're all going to be doing a bunch of new videos here coming up. And if you have a business and you would like to have it be a sponsor in some form or fashion of any of these videos, we would love to hear from you. We already have our packages set up and we can give you a good, nice explanation. And we would love to hear from you guys, and we would love to help you guys out if you got a prospective business and would like to sponsor one of our fine videos that we'll be producing here coming up down here on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. And we really appreciate it, though. Without you guys, we would be nothing. I got a real good compliment today when I was at Hammond's. That guys go into Hammond's, they talk about us, and we really appreciate you guys spreading the word. Those of you who do, we really do. And it's just it's overwhelming, and I'll echo Danny this. It's really overwhelming how much support you guys have given us, and we try our hardest to bring you as good of a shows on Thursday nights as we can. And Paul does a fantastic job behind the scenes. Skinner does a great job. If you guys have been noticing the past month or two that we have these fancy pictures announcing the live wells at the beginning of the week, that is all Nathan Skinner. He does a fantastic job, doesn't he, Paul?
He does.
He does a fantastic job, and we really appreciate everything that he's done. And we really appreciate all the local community here. So, guys, with that being said, though, come see us tomorrow and come see us Saturday. Come pick you up a FX rod, Fitzgerald rod. Come get some Sebils and Kitex. We're going to need them. Place an order for some True Grit jigs. We will be here. We will be happy, and we are going to be looking forward to seeing you guys. And so y'all take care. Appreciate it, and have a good night. And we'll see you. Yep. Tell them bye, Wyatt and Colby. Tell them bye.
It's Willie.
It's Willie. Sorry,
Carl.
Willie and
Willie
Carl.
and Carl, tell them bye. Take us home.
See y'all.
All right. See you guys. Appreciate it. See y'all on the next one.
Good night, Tiffany.